Hi friends, my name is Matt. I'm the youth and family pastor at Cornerstone Church in Marshfield, here today with your Cornerstone Connection, a daily devotional. I'd imagine at some point in your life, whether it was maybe in your own home, maybe at your workplace, perhaps it was in some sort of extracurricular you've done in your life or some club you were part of, maybe it was in the church, maybe you found yourself going to a meeting or having an exchange with somebody or doing some sort of activity. You got to the end of it and you went, that was weird. Maybe you thought, that was kind of awkward. I don't know what to do with that, right? Well, this type of thing happens all the time, and we see it in the Bible as well. There's just, sometimes we get done reading certain chapters or certain sections of text, and you get done, you go, that was kind of weird. Well, that happens today as we are going to go to the middle of 1 Samuel chapter 10. We're going to start off in verse 17. Here's the context. The people of Israel, they have asked God for a king. They want to be like all the other nations. That's a bit of a problem. But they want to be like all the other nations, and as God has said, they're rejecting him and rejecting him as their king. But he knew it would come. He predicted that all the way back in the book of Deuteronomy. So anyway, we get to verse 17, and we have a scene that follows there as God has chosen who this first king of Israel would be. And it's a scene that I would say we get done with and we go, well, that was kind of weird. That was a bit awkward. And so at the end of reading this, we'll look at a couple things, but then also say, what do we do in moments like that when it's just weird, when it's just awkward? Join me in verse 17. Here's what it says. Now Samuel, who was the prophet of Israel at that time, he called the people together to the Lord at Mizpah. And he said to the people of Israel, thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, I brought up Israel out of Egypt, and I delivered you from the hand of the Egyptians, and from the hand of all the kingdoms that were oppressing you. But today you have rejected your God, who saves you from all your calamities and your distresses, and you have said to him, set a king over us. Now therefore present yourselves before the Lord by your tribes and your thousands. Then Samuel brought all the tribes of Israel near, and the tribe of Benjamin was taken by lot. He brought the tribe of Benjamin near by its clans, and the clan of the Matrites was taken by lot. And Saul, the son of Kish, was taken by lot. When they sought him, when they looked for Saul, he could not be found. So they inquired again of the Lord, is there a man still to come? And the Lord said, behold, he has hidden himself among the baggage. Then they ran and they took him from there, and when he stood among the people, he was taller than any of the people from the shoulders upward. And Samuel said to all the people, do you see him whom the Lord has chosen? There is none like him among all the people. And all the people shouted, long live the king. And then Samuel told the people their rights and duties of the kingship, and he wrote them in a book and laid it up before the Lord. Then Samuel sent all the people away, each one to his home. Saul also went to his home at Gibeah, and with him went men of valor whose hearts God had touched. But some worthless fellows said, how can this man save us? And they despised him, and they brought him no present, but he held his peace. Is that weird to anybody else? I mean, it's just this interesting scene where the people of Israel, they have wanted a king, and they're finally getting their king, and their prophet stands before them, and he says, hey, just remember, as I give you your king, you're rejecting God. You're rejecting the one who has saved you from everything, every trial, every tribulation, every calamity that you've gone through. You're rejecting him. That's a little awkward. This is an awkward speech before a king is set before the people. And then they cast lots, and what do you know? Saul, who's already been anointed, is picked by God, right? And they're going, Saul, Saul, come up front. And he's hiding. And the Lord tells him, you got to go find him. He's hiding in the baggage. That's weird. That's kind of awkward, right? Well, finally, he gets up in front of the people, and Samuel says, look, there's none like him. And the people are excited, right? Most of them, anyway, until we get to the end of the chapter, and there's some worthless fellows who say, how can this man save us? Of all the people of Israel, there's these worthless fellows who they have no faith in this guy named Saul. It's kind of awkward, right? It's weird. So friends, what do we do in the midst of the awkward? What do we do in the weird times in life? The times that we go, I don't know what to do with this. Well, this chapter doesn't end with an answer to that question, but I think if we gather something from books of the Bible and different verses and situations, scenarios, I think sometimes the two best things that we can always do, maybe three best things we can do is first of all, just be quiet and listen for a second. Just listen for God's voice. Secondly, I would say let's go to His Word. Let's seek His Word for answers. And thirdly, right alongside of that would be to pray and to ask God. God, I don't know what to do. I need your wisdom. That was weird. That was awkward. I don't get it. But God, can you help here? Can you bring some clarity? Friends, perhaps you find yourself these days in some weird situations, some awkward, maybe some difficult and tough circumstances that you're going, I don't know what to do with that. Let me challenge you and encourage you as I do myself. Just stop and listen. Pray and seek God and seek His Word. Go to His Word for truth and for revelation. Friends, I hope that's helpful in whatever circumstance you find yourself in. And we'll see you next time on the Cornerstone Connection.